Hey, what's going on, guys? Professor Fred here, just giving you a quick tutorial in Excel when it comes to calculating the mean, the median, as well as standard deviation and variance. So really quickly, I'm just going to type in just some randomized numbers. These are not from a already calculated data set or prepared data set, but I'm going to show you how you can use this for any data set that you have, no matter how big or how small your data set is. All right, so let's get started really quick. So I'm just giving a little title here, just some random numbers. All right, and that's all these are. So again, this is not a preset data set that I have. These are just numbers that I'm just pretty much just typing off the top of my head. So just give a small set here, so I'm not really thinking of any values. I'm just typing stuff in, nothing nothing serious. So again, the 96, so again, whatever. So not caring about what the numbers are. All right, so here we go. So again, just want to show you how quick and easy it is to actually calculate just simple calculations like mean, median, standard deviation, variance, stuff like that. Even when it comes to the mode, usually when it comes to the mode, you really don't have to type that in, even though there is a process for that. But I will show you that as well. All right, but it's going to be really quick and easy. Okay, so here we go. So for the mean and median, so let me first type in what I'm looking for. So I'm just standard, I'm just short for standard deviation and variance. All right, so these are put the values right here. All right, so real quick. So if you ever want to calculate mean of any data set, now Excel understands average. It doesn't understand mean. Only that's for us when it comes to those values. What we know what the mean is. But like I said, Excel doesn't understand mean, but it does understand average. So equal sign. So anytime you type an equal sign into any cell in Excel, you pretty much are letting the app know that you're ready for a calculation. So when you type that equal sign in, Excel is saying, okay, give me the values, I'll give you what you're looking for. All right, so I'm just simply type in average, because again, that's what it understands. It gives you the different types of averages, but all we want is just the arithmetic mean of its arguments, which can be numbers or names, arrays, references, whatever, but we just want numbers. All right, so open paren, so that's shift 9. So you can do this of two ways. So you can either highlight the cell array or your column of numbers, or you may type them in. So I have A3 colon A18. All right, and I'll do that. It pretty much, you see how it gives me the same highlighted column. All right, so either or is fine. So we highlight that, close it out, shift 0, and this will give me the average of those numbers. So it looks like the average of these randomized numbers here to be 20.8125, or however you want to look at it, 20.8 or simply 21. Okay, so that's how you find the mean. Now, what if I want to find the median? So again, type in the equal sign. Now, some will think that when it comes to the median that you have to arrange the values in a certain order. Some go from ascending order, we're going from smallest to largest, which is ascending order, or some actually go from biggest to smallest, which is descending order. Naturally, the ascending order would be the more preferred method, but usually that's how most would do it if they're trying to calculate the median, because as we know, the median is simply the middle number. However, Excel is saying you don't have to do that. So what we're going to do is allow Excel to arrange it, and then it's going to give us the median. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to simply type in median, and you see naturally it's going to return the middle number of the given data sets, right? So again, if we were to look at it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and then of course was that 9. So what's that, 18? So it's going to be like between, some would probably think like, what's that, 6 and 9 would be your median, but that's not the case. But let's see where we're looking at here. So again, Excel is going to arrange these values for us internally. All right, so again, shift 9, We just simply highlight it. Again, A3 to A18. Close it out, Shift 0. All right, everything looks good, and boom. So it gives us 10, all right, which is actually above this value. Now, if I were to, let's say, kind of scan it there just a little bit, and I'm just going to give a quick sort. So if you want to actually sort the data to make sure and maybe confirm for yourself whether or not that's the median. So I'm going to go to sort and filter. Well, first highlight the cell array. All right, go to sort and filter right here, top right. Click that. I'm going to go from smallest to largest here. So click that one. Okay, and you see how it arranged it for me. Okay, so it looks like, what is it, 18 values. All right, that's 18 values. So I'm sorry, 16 values, excuse me, 16 values. My apologies. So basically what it's saying is, well, we're going to look at the middle two numbers, because as we know, when it comes to an even number data set, it's looking for the two middle numbers. So if that's the case, then we're going to go the first 8, which is here. So it looks like the two middle numbers is going to be 9 and 12. All right. And to do just a quick analysis here, let's see. All right. So just to kind of double check ourselves, we see we have, what is that? 9 plus 12. All right. We divide that by 2, because as we know, when we take the two middle numbers, all right, of an even numbered data set, we have to take the two middle numbers, add them, then divide by 2. All right. Once we do that, we should get that same 10.5. And there you go. So that was a confirmation of that. So Excel just said, well, you can arrange it the way you want. I don't need that. Just simply give me the numbers. I'll tell you the median. All right. And that's one of the good things about Excel. All right. So great confirmation there. Okay. Last two real quick. So if you want to do standard deviation, all right. Now, naturally, we would need to know the mean, which we do. And I'm pretty sure we've seen like the tabulated form of how to do standard deviation. But in Excel, we don't have to. So standard deviation already knows the mean. So even if we didn't calculate the mean previously, it still will do that internal calculation for you. So for standard deviation, =ST, all right? And instead of writing out the entire standard deviation, it understands STDEV, okay? It gives you the list of how they want to do standard deviation. So it does the population, it does sample, all of this. But of course, if we were just to stay with the STDEV, it will give you the sample standard deviation on default. Okay, so again, Shift 9, standard deviation. All right, so I'm just going to highlight it. All right, we can highlight it just like so. All right, and close it out. And like I said, even if we didn't know the mean previously, it's going to do that calculation for us anyway. So once you type it in, Excel is like, give me the values, I got you. All right, so here we go. There it is. Standard deviation is 24.9539. All right, for this randomized data set. So like I said, if you have another data set that you're trying to find a standard deviation of, you do the exact same thing. So you type in the $STDEV, all right, highlight your cell array of data of whatever you have, and it will give you the standard deviation of that particular data set. Okay, variance is the same way. Now, variance, as we should know, if we don't know, is that it is the standard deviation squared. All right, so whatever the standard deviation is, in this case, is 24.9539. If we square that, we should get a certain value. Now, to do this in Excel, Excel understands it as $VAR. Okay, it gives us the population, sample, stuff like that. But we can just simply type in Shift 9. It will give us the sample variance by default. Again, highlight your cell array, close it out, Shift 0, that closes it. And that should be our variance. Now, if you want to do a self-confirmation, okay, as we know, when it comes to variance, it is simply the standard deviation squared, okay? So if I were to do this, all right, so let's say I want find out, like, again, a self-confirmation. So I'm going to take this standard deviation here. So you can either type the number in or just quickly click that cell wherever the value is. All right, and I want to square it to see if it's going to come out to be the same value. So again, variance is simply standard deviation squared. Vice versa is true. Standard deviation is the square root of the variance. All right, and I can show you both just if you want to do a self-confirmation. All right, so again, standard deviation squared, I should get that 622, and there you go. All right, so again, that was that standard deviation squared. It came out to be the variance. And again, like I said, vice versa is true. So now I want to find the square root, SQRT. And that's another way you can find square root of any values that you have. So you don't have to, because I think another way would be like, what's that, caret and then 1/2, which would, of course, be, you know, to the power of 1/2, which is just another way of saying square root. But we don't need to do that here. So in Excel, just simply type in SQRT, open it, and I want to do the square root of this variance, which is at 622.696. Close it out, and once I hit enter, I should get the same value of 24.95, and there you have it. So that is more of a self-confirmation to pretty much double check. So just to kind of see where the numbers are coming from and how these statistical calculations are done. All right, and just an added bonus, if you wanted to do the mode, all right, and you can see how it's going to give like multiples, the singles, all right, and here's a way you can kind of like pretty much just add it in if you want to. So again, if you do the single one, it says returns the most frequently occurring or repetitive value in an array of this. So if I do the single one, and let's see if I can type that in, because I thought it was going to pop up, but I was wrong. All right, so let's see what I have. So if I highlight it real quick, there it is, like before, close it out. So let's see what the mode is. And of course, it's giving me what, 6, which is, okay, there it is. So there's your mode there. All right, there's your mode. So the mode that it just gave up was 6. So this is the mode. Okay, so the mode singular, all right, is looking for the value, and of course you saw where it was, the value that occurs the most, a single value that occurs the most, all right, and you see how that is, and naturally you see that it is 6 because that's the one that occurred the most out of all of these, and of course 23, but it's going to take that first value. Now if we were to, let's say, test out the multiple ones, let's see if that will actually help. All right, sometimes we have to work with trial and error. Let's see. Here it is. Let's try to test it out here. Let's see what happens. And there you go. And you see what it did. So now with the multiple ones, if there are multiple modes, all right, it gave us both 6 and 23. All right, and you see how that did that. All right, so even when it comes to mode, so again, this was the singular one, and I'll denote which one these are. So this is singular mode, all right, and this is the 6 and the 23. This is multimodal. All right, this is multimodal. Okay, multi. Okay, so that's where these come from, and I'm gonna highlight that so you see where these came from. All right, so those two numbers, 6 and 23 for multimodal. 6 just gave us the singular one, even though 23 was another one. But with the multimodal, it showed both 6 and 23. All right, so there you have it. So now, not only do you just know how to calculate mean, median, standard deviation, and variance, you now know how to find the mode in your data set, be it a singular mode or multi-mode. All right, and there you have it. So continue to practice, work with Excel as much as you can. That way you really understand the functions. But once you really get the functions down, you're going to really find how Excel truly will make your life a lot easier. I hope that helps you. All right, everybody have a good one. I'm out.